I only got one more night, I'm gonna leave out loud goodbye.
This gonna be the type of night they make
What up?
movies
What up?
about.
What up? It's your boy, Mr. Von. Mr. Von's channel, Sweatbox. We back. We live. We active here on the channel. Yes, indeed. You know how we do. Alright. Let's talk about Squid Game. This show was bananas. Nuts. Everybody's talking about it. I'm sure you've seen other reviews. I'm sure you've talked about it. If you ain't seen it, I don't know what you're doing here because this is about to be a spoiler review. But let's talk about it. Alright. And just for the record, I'm going to mess up everybody's name because I'm not good with Asian names. Sorry. I apologize ahead of time. Please don't kill me. I love you guys. This was a great show. But I'm going to butcher all of you guys' names. But I'm going to try. Alright. Let's get into this show. This show, Squid Game, is about people who are strapped for cash and hard up for money who decide to play kids' games for earning cash, not realizing that when they lose, they die. That's it. That's it. Seems pretty simplistic, but man, was this show good. Great acting in this show. Just a lot of good stuff in this show. Episode 6, one of the greatest episodes of television that I've seen in a while. I mean, man. But let's get into it. First time I'm watching this, I'm like, because just like everybody, I watched this about a week and a half ago. Probably about a week and a half ago is when I watched it and finished it. I'm just now getting around to doing my review. But just like, I didn't know anything about this show going into it. So I was watching it, and by the end of that first episode, I was like, oh, okay, this show different. And that first game of red light, green light, when that first dude got killed, he was like, hey, you can stop playing, you got eliminated. And then they spit out the blood. He's like, oh shit, he ran, and then he got his brains blown all over that lady's face, and I was like, oh no, don't run. Yep, sure enough, it was a murder gallery, and I was like, oh no. That's when I realized, oh, this show different. And then it just got worse. But I loved it. Let me see if I can name the characters. I loved the main character, Seong Gi-hun. I'm pretty confident that's how you pronounce that. And his friend that he knew, Chung Se-woo, who ended up just being he was diabolical. And then the old man, you know what I'm saying? The old man, Ilnam. He was great as the old man. And then Kang Sae-byak, she was awesome. She might have been the best thing in the show. Of course, my man Ali Abdul. Ali, he was great. So bad what happened to him. Yeah, man. And that was the main. And then you had the Hong Mi-ho girl, and then the bully dude, and then you had the front man and the cop, Jang Duk-soo. No. Hwang Jun. Yeah, Jun Ho Hwang was the cop. Yeah, okay. So he's the cop. Kang Jun-ho is looking for his brother, who he finds out had been missing after he played the game, and then finds out, as we find out later, his brother had won. His brother was the front man. They had that whole conversation, which was great. And let me tell you, that was kind of the story with the cop was probably the weakest part of the show, and that was super compelling. Because once he was like infiltrated in, and he was, you know what I'm saying, the whole side little story of them selling organs on the black market was all crazy. It was nuts. But the individual games and the characters between our main characters, specifically Oh Il-nam and Seong Gi-hun, those two characters, that relationship was great. The intrigue of Chung Se-woo's character, how diabolical was he really on their side, was he really not? And then you've seen obviously the reveal when he gets Ali killed in episode 6 when he finesses those marbles out of him. I was like, oh, it was cold. But again, I mean, in a game like this, it's like, of course, it's life or death, which means ain't really no punches hold. Like that night when they realized, oh shit, we can just murder each other. That'll make it a lot easier. Let's just murder each other. That was crazy. This show was nuts. This show was nuts. All the different games, whether it was the tug of war, the little game where you gotta carve out the piece from the hard honeycomb or whatever. Oh my goodness, come on. Really? When my man was licking, I was like, yeah, go, lick that son bitch. lick that some bitch. And then the way Cass was just getting murdered every time, like, no, bam, headshots. I was like, God, this show was brutal. The violence was brutal. The violence was brutal. But the story was so good. I'm like, man. And then when you get to episode 6, the Marvel game. Well, let me just talk before we get to the Marvel game. The tug of war game. I love it. It was great. The intensity, how they cut it and left it on the episode, the episode cliffhanger, and then you bring it back to see, of course, they won. Man, it was great. It was a great episode. But episode 6, the Marvel game, man, heartbreaking, just heartbreaking all around. But such great, like when you see the dilemma of when Sung Gi-hong realizes that Oh Lam is senile and he's not remembering the rules, so he starts to take advantage of him, only to find out that he was faking and he knew all the time, and you're like, oh, the heartbreak. And then the extra layer to find out that he wasn't even really killed and that he was the mastermind behind it all. What? Mind blown. And then that final game when he was like, nobody's gonna come help him, and then he didn't, then he dies. I'm like, oh my goodness. But the thing that pissed me off was the ending. Song Gi-hong, after going through all of that with his daughter, which was very good. I love the whole story about his daughter. Everything he went through with his daughter. That time when he went to the to his ex-wife's house and her new husband gave him the money. It was like, never come back. He just punched him in the face. He was like, fuck you, cuz, dead homies. It's about family. He didn't say that, but I love that. Was just a great scene. I loved. I mean, it was really good. The whole thing about Chang Sung-woo's mother, that scene, even the scene with his mother, when she finds out that her son is a criminal, that just broke her heart. And then the end, when King Saibok's brother, it was that, how that all worked out. I mean, man, the way she died with him killed. Oh my God, this show did it. This show had a lot. The way Kang Saibok died when Chung Se-woo killed her, I was like, oh my goodness. She was already dying anyway. She had the giant piece of glass stuck in. I was like, man, come on, people. Jeez Louise. And then, like you said, my man Ali, trusting until the end. You know what I'm saying? And then just got took advantage of. That one hit me the hardest. Because I knew it was coming. When he looked down and he saw it was just rocks in his bag, and he was just like, and then you see the dude behind him, bow! Just, man, it was bad. It was bad. This is a great show, man. This was a great show. I can't speak highly enough of Squid Game. I really, really, really enjoyed this show. It was just good television, man. They did a good job with it. They did a really, really good job with it. And I just really enjoyed this movie. I mean, this series. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. So that's my spoiler review of Squid Game. I hope we do the season 2. Why? Oh, yeah, let me talk about this. Why did you leave your daughter? The ending, when he's getting off the plane to go make sure that no! Fuck the game. You have all the money in the world. Go see your daughter, bro. Me and my girl was like, come on. That was the only part that had us pissed off. Otherwise, it's a great series. Great series. But yeah, that's my review of Squid Game. Of course, I left, this wasn't a blow-by-blow. I'm sure I forgot a bunch of stuff. But this is a great series. Go watch it for yourself if you haven't. If you had watched it, what are you watching this for? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Click those notifications so you know when I'm uploading. And until next time, you know how we do. Peace.
I'ma go to the ends with you. I'ma go to the end with you. I'ma go to the end.